Welcome to the student math community, and in this video we are going to look at the process of finding function values from equations. So before we get started, just want to remind you of something notational, that when we have function notation, so in this case you see f of x is telling us this, that when I have x, this is my input. I want to know what my output is, and that output, this function notation, is just a fancy notation for the y value. So the y value is going to be my output, or my value. So when we're asked to find a function value, we are going to put the x value into the function. So the best thing that I can tell you about finding function values is make sure that you have good habits when you do this. So we're going to find the function value first at 2. So the function value at 2. Now before I ever go and plug a value into a function, what I do first is I go through and everywhere I see a variable, I replace it with some open parentheses. So I have x squared, so I'm going to put parentheses squared minus 2 times x, so 2 times parentheses plus 8. The reason for this is because sometimes you're going to plug in a negative value. It's going to be great to have a place to put it. As you get more advanced in your algebra, you're going to plug in binomials or even other functions, believe it or not. And so having a space designated for that is really helpful. So now I'm going to put the value 2 into each of those places, and now it becomes an order of operations problem. I'm going to do my exponents first, so 2 squared is 4. And you are welcome to do more than one thing at a time as long as it's mathematically appropriate. Next thing I'm going to do is my multiplication. So I have negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 plus 8. And then finally the function value at 2 is going to be 4 minus 4 is 0 plus 8 is 8. So the input at the input of 2, we get the output or the y value at 8. Going to do the same thing for negative 4, same process, but I just want to make sure that I cover what to do with a negative. And so I've got x squared minus 2 times x plus 8. And so now I'm going to put a negative 4 into these sets of parentheses. Negative 4 squared is 16. And now I'm going to do my multiplication, and negative 2 times negative 4 is plus 8, plus the 8 on the end. And so finally we get that the function value at negative 4 is 16 plus 16 is 24, plus 8 is 32. So I have two sets of examples. Here's the first one, a nice linear function. Find those function values for me, please. All right, I hope you paused the video and found these function values. The first one is the value at 8. So I'm going to have negative 4 times my x plus 9. In this case, the x is 8. So negative 4 times 8 is negative 32 plus 9. And negative 32 plus 9 gives me my function value. So at the input 8, we get the output of negative 23. Similarly, for the function value at negative 2, we're going to do the exact same thing. And so I have negative 4 times negative 2 plus 9. And so negative 4 times negative 2 is 8 plus 9. And so the function value at negative 2 is 17. So I'm going to advance again. This is a slightly more complicated function, and I would like you to do the same thing. All right, here we go. I've given you the function g of x, and we've got the function value at 3. We're going to do this first. So g of 3. So again, complicated function. I'm going to go through first. I'm going to do my spaces instead of variables. And now I'm going to put in the value 3 into those blank spaces. So now I have 2 times 9 minus 8 times 3. Minus 15. Doing some multiplication, 2 times 9 is 18. Minus 8 times 3 is minus 24. Minus, that should be a minus 15, so let me go back. So minus 15. And so now the function value of g at 3, when I do the input x is equal to 3, I get the output 18 minus 24 is negative 6, and negative 6 minus 15 is negative 21. That's my y value. One more and this video is going to be over, so if you need to pause now to do this problem, pause now before you see what I do. And so we've got 2 times the variable squared minus 8 times my variable minus 15. It's a really good habit to get in. I cannot express to you how good that'll be for your math future if you can have good notational habits now. And so when I square, I get 2 times 36 minus 8 times negative 6 minus 15. And doing this multiplication, 2 times 36 is 72. Negative 8 times negative 6 is 48 minus 15. And so the function value of g at negative 6 is 72, and 48 is 120. Minus 5 is 105. And there we go. That is the beginnings of the process of finding function values when you are given the equation. Practice and move on to the next video.